You're tuned in to the Mind of an Entrepreneur show with your host, myself, Sajdah Wendy Muhammad. I am a multi-million-dollar business developer. I have developed business and real estate around the world, and I want to share with you my mental strategies, my technical strategies, and how I made it in the world of business. So I don't teach theory. I tell you about my life and introduce you to people who can also share with you what they've done to become successful. This is a practical show. This ain't a theory show. You don't want to miss it. So stay tuned.
O Allah, guide me among those whom Thou hast guided aright, and preserve me among those whom Thou hast preserved, and befriend me among those whom Thou hast befriended. Bless me in whatsoever Thou dost grant me, and deliver me from the evil of what Thou hast judged. Surely Thou judgest, and none can judge against Thee, and he whom Thou befriendest is not disgraced. Blessed art Thou, O Lord, and exalted be Thee above what they set up besides Thee. I bear witness, nothing deserves to be served besides Thee, and I bear witness that Muhammad is Thy servant and apostle. Amen.
Assalamu alaikum, family, and Ramadan Mubarak. Welcome to the Sajdah Wendy Muhammad YouTube channel. I am excited to be here with you today. I will not be long because it's time for us to break our Ramadan fast. But I wanted to jump out here and give some encouragement to those of us who are entrepreneurs during Ramadan. And I've just been doing this every show, just supporting us. I don't know how many of you, let me know in the chat. If you saw me yesterday on the 99 The One podcast, sponsored by Mosque Number 45 in Houston, we went through 3 attributes that they assigned to me to define. And I'm going to refer you all to that. Just type in case you don't know, I'm going to put it in here 99 The One. Or if you go to my Facebook page, there's a link there to the replay. And we tried to make that encouragement for those of us who are entrepreneurs, specifically, just because that's just a group that I typically speak to. But, you know, a lot of us are still going to work. We still have to negotiate. We still have all these things that, you know, we have to do during this great month. And then we still have to keep up our fast. I was talking to my nephew today via text, and he was telling me that there's a guy on his job who's fasting and he just looks drained. And so whoever that person is, I just want to send you some energy, right? Because it can be draining. You know, oftentimes we're up at 3 o'clock in the morning. We are getting our prayers in, hydrating ourselves. Some people have a little light breakfast. I typically don't have a light breakfast, although occasionally I'll have some fruit, you know, or something like that. And sometimes I'll do maybe like a little oatmeal, but rarely do I have anything in the morning. But some people do, so they got to get up in time enough. And so we're up and we're busy, right? And then we do our prayers, and some of us try to get in a workout before. I used to do that. I used to try to get my workout in before daylight. So by the time you're, you know, midday, you're tired and you're sick of hearing, you know, your coworker's voice. You're tired of the work. You're irritated. There's all these people around you who just don't get it. But I just want to say, you know, stay close to your prayers. Oh, Sister Amira talked about 99 The One. She said, yes, ma'am, sure did. You were phenomenal. Got me back on track mentally, furthering, elevating my conscious mindset and reminding me who I am, and most importantly, who Allah is and his power. Thank you, Sister Amira. Praise be to Allah. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Inshallah, I'll be seeing you all soon. So one of the things that we really focused on was understanding as we're getting up, going to work, doing what we got to do. We're tired, we're thirsty. But even beyond that, just always remembering that Allah is the self-sufficient one. He's the independent one. Everything depends on him. He is Al-Ghani, the wealthy, the rich, the independent one. We benefit from every one of his attributes. And I'm just running through that so that when we are in need, as we call upon Allah, we should seek comfort in the fact that he is Al-Ghani. He is everything. So sometimes we get exhausted at work because we're looking at that job as our God, or that job as the controller of our sustenance. And many of us go, you know what, without this job, I can't make it. But that's not the case. Without Allah, you can't make it, because you could lose that job today and find another one tomorrow. But you can't lose Allah today and find another God tomorrow. Not with those 99 attributes, right? Then we talked about Al-Muqtadir, the omnipotent, the powerful, the dominant, the enforcer. And this is talking about the ease with which Allah creates, no force. Again, He gives power. He gives money. He gives intelligence. He gives beauty. So that is where your focus needs to be. Nursing and pulling on that power outside of yourself that is greater than yourself, that is providing you with the sustenance. That's where we have to focus, because as we focus on Allah and we focus on who he wants us to be in order to have what it is that he put inside of us that we should want. See, even our desires come from him. So if we say, yeah, I really want to be like in Sister Amira's case, she's got you all know she's a friend of the show. She's been featured here on the show. And so she's a builder. She's a developer. She has these wood designs that she's working on. Well, you could say that that's inspiration. And so for her to look at anybody else as the source of that inspiration is just incorrect. And so we have to continue to improve. So as we struggle, we got to say, man, who do I need to be in order to have what I want? How do I need to improve myself in order to get there? This is not looking down on yourself and saying that everything wrong is your fault. It's about rising to that elevated place where you then can meet up with that revelation that you're seeking. See, when we read the Holy Quran during Ramadan or any other time, when we read even the Bible, the scripture rises up to meet us wherever we are. That's why you could read the same verse in the Holy Quran day in and day out, or you can read the same scripture in the Bible day in, day out, and guess what? It'll look and sound different. It'll mean something different to you as you change. So we covered understanding the process of self-improvement and how that helps us, okay, to navigate the world. Who do we need to become? See, this world that we live in teaches us to detach what we want with who we are. And in that detachment, we then go and seek a God outside of the true and living God. So when we detach what we want and what we need from ourselves, we make our job a God. We make our debtor a God. We make whoever provides us with the money a God, because we've detached our well-being and our sustenance from ourselves. And that's where a lot of times we make our mistake. It's easier said than done. But the key thing is to understand that Allah has never forsaken you and he never will. So you don't want to detach yourself from what he readily gives you. Keep yourself attached to it. Go deeper into that attachment. Make that attachment even more and more spiritual, to the point where it's no longer an attachment, it's you. So if you want to open a business, don't separate that desire to open that business from yourself. Don't make your investors your God. Don't make your employees your God. Stay focused on Allah, who has everything, who makes everything, who creates everything. When we're thinking about what we want, don't worry. Something can always happen that we know nothing about. So you're wasting your time with worrying. Stop worrying. Think about the fact that Allah is so magnificent that what you're asking for is nothing. It's so small. You're not asking for another planet. You're probably asking for some money to start a business. You're asking for some money, that's some change, to finish a project. You're asking for some money, or you're asking for somebody to come in your life and love you. That's nothing for Allah. But the key thing is continue to keep yourself connected to the desire. And then focusing on yourself so that you're going inside of yourself and improving yourself, and you're living the life of be, and it is. And believe it or not, it's not going to make you not as thirsty during Ramadan, but it will put you in a position where you feel better. You feel a little more whole. You feel like you can make it that other hour. You feel like, okay, I can take these 30 minutes. I can take this irritating coworker talking to me all day long because I know who I am and I know whose I am. So this is just important. So I'm not going to be long because I myself have not eaten or drank anything yet. And so I got the oven turned on to get my food together. And I am sacrificing eating late for you all. But I just want to encourage you. I just want to encourage you. I know a lot of entrepreneurs who give up on Ramadan because they say, man, you know what? Nobody knows what I'm going through. Nobody knows that I got to deal with this vendor and that employee and that issue and this lawsuit. And a lot of times entrepreneurs give up. And I'm saying to you, do not give up. Sometimes you may be challenged with a design during this Ramadan period. Just dial it back. Just dial back and go put yourself in a state that reconnects you and reconnect yourself to Allah, and then come back to your work. When I was working in corporate, I would just stop for a minute. And if I was at a cubicle or at a desk or wherever, I was a consultant, so our locations would move around. And I would just say, let me just close my eyes and reconnect myself. And then it would almost be like magic. Every problem that I would encounter right afterwards, every issue would be easier to deal with, easier to navigate through. The solution would come more smoothly and more readily. Even when, now that we're in this huge Zoom world, I schedule time between those Zooms to stop for a minute and reconnect myself to Almighty God Allah, to say, okay. And even if the last call was a little bit difficult, I'll say, okay, what did that teach me? What did I learn? If I did something wrong, I'll say, you know what, how can I be a better person? If I know that I'm not necessarily dedicating the way I need to, I say, how can I rededicate myself? But it's always focusing on that self-improvement process. How can I love better? How can I give better? How can I share more? How can I be more caring? How can I be a better asset? How can I help support someone more? Always going inside of myself to say, how can I be a better person? Because in being that better person, I'm going to vibrate at a different vibration, which is going to align me up with something different and something better. I'm not negotiating what I want by being a better person. So I'm not saying, okay, Allah, if I do this right, you got to give me what I want. No. I'm not doing that. I'm not giving God ultimatums. What I'm doing is saying, I want to vibrate differently. I want to flow differently. I don't know about you, but during Ramadan, when I'm thinking differently and conducting myself differently and constantly going deeper inside of myself, I even notice that the texture of my skin is different. It feels different. I even notice that as I walk, my gait is a little different. I even notice that my voice resonates differently. I even notice that my brain seems to function better. I even notice that my heartbeat sounds more melodic. This is how we have to go inward during Ramadan. So listen, with that, be encouraged. Don't give up. If you've messed up a day or two or three, it's all right. Just start off tomorrow. And there's beautiful health benefits in fasting. And you can look those up. But it's a great discipline. It's a way to clean yourself up. If you got into snacking all day or messing up your discipline, if you got into, cursing a lot or doing some things you weren't supposed to be doing, Ramadan is a great time to put yourself back on your post. So use it as that time. Couple things I'm thinking about right after Ramadan is I'm thinking about doing the Sajdah Saturday morning coffee talks every day. And so I put a survey up on my social media for you all to let me know if you would be interested in checking out the Sajdah Saturday morning coffee talks, but making it not Saturday morning. It would just be Sajdah coffee talks every day. Let me know what you think. Do the survey. Let me know in the chat. Hit that super chat button at the bottom. I'm challenging anybody to support. Give 1,000 stars. I think it's like $40, y'all. So don't be freaking out when you see the 1,000. But please support and stay on point. And go and check out 99 The One podcast. I was on yesterday. If you need a little bit additional, Sister Betty says she did the survey. Thank you, Sister Betty. Anybody else, go and do the survey. Make a comment. Let me know what you think. If you would tune in, every day. I got to figure out how to format it. I may then just use my still camera and like do some from the couch and some from the kitchen table and some outside, and sometimes have a guest over. So I'm just playing around with that. Do we make it more of a produced show or just kind of raw conversations? I enjoy the raw conversations, but I'm still playing with that, and I welcome your feedback on that. Okay, so make sure that you support. If you don't have your commemorative Elijah coin, go out there and make sure you get it, because we had some technical difficulties with our host that the developer was working through. We tested it out today, and it looks like it's resolved or very close to being resolved. So you should be getting your digital asset in the next day or two, and you'll receive instructions if we have to change the process. So thank you for being patient. We have a lot of these digital assets that we're going to be launching. So I wanted us to make sure that we got it right and that it's smooth. The form that we had was not as smooth for some people, because some people didn't know what their wallet was. We had some scammers that went out there and put fake numbers. As a matter of fact, somebody from a coin collecting company emailed me today talking about some fake stuff that I knew they was doing some fake stuff, but so we ain't got time for that during Ramadan. Okay. All right, family, peace and blessings. I am going to go and eat and have me a good old hot cup of tea. I got a hot cup of peach tea waiting for me. Tune in Saturday for the Sajdah Saturday morning coffee talk. We'll talk a little bit more about what you all would like to see if we decide to do coffee talks every day. Do I tape some? We're just playing with it, but I'm thinking about starting it after Ramadan. Let us get through this. Entrepreneurs, don't give up on Ramadan. Keep going, keep fasting, keep praying, keep using this opportunity this month to return yourself to your discipline. It's a great time to even reorganize your business. We have to stay productive and we have to stay focused. And let me say this last thing. During the month of Ramadan, I have exercises that I take myself through where I only focus on what I want. No focusing on what you don't want. No complaining, no negative talk. Focus on what you want. Make sure you're up. If you wake up in the middle of the night, you find yourself going to the bathroom and you're not doing your prayers in the middle of the night, try it. Refocus yourself on what you want every single day, every single hour. When I find my mind kind of being idle, I'll recite the Al-Fatiha in my mind. And sometimes I'll find myself reciting Al-Fatiha 10 times in a row. But I'm doing that because I'm pushing out and replacing anything negative with that which reconnects me or recenters me. So if I find myself going, now, why in the world would they do such and such, and who they think they are, and da 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 da, then I go, Al-Fatiha. It's just a little mind hack that I'm doing to keep myself at the vibration, because what I don't want is my vibration doing this. I want it to stay high. And all I need is a consistent, consecutive amount of time to stay at the right vibration before I begin to manifest what I want. If our mind travels at the rate of 24 million miles per second, then you don't really need that many seconds. If all you need is the faith of a mustard seed and you can move a mountain, you don't really need that much. So what I'm saying is give yourself more and watch and see what you manifest during the holy month of Ramadan. All right, entrepreneurs, love you all. If you need me to help you build your business, I'm going to give you some information on how you can book me and become one of my clients. If you want me to coach you, emotional intelligence, money psychology, mental strategies, I'm here. I can be your coach. I'll put the link up here and the information so that you can book me and we can get started right away, helping you get past your blind spots. Look, everybody needs a coach. Everybody needs a counselor. Everybody needs somebody that can help them move past those blind spots. So, all right, family, peace and blessings. Assalamu alaikum and Ramadan Mubarak.